everybody, welcome back. It is the What If Roundtable Thursday back in the beginning of March. The What If Roundtable is the real what if is the friends we made along the way. I'm MasakoX and the whole gang's here. First off, we have Sophie.
Yay!
We've got Sophie.
Hi guys! It's been a long time.
And we of course have Haverock.
Hello, if you wonder why my voice may sound a little bit off, it's because I have some tooth problems and like half of my face looks like a less handsome Marlon Brando.
Aww. But anyway,
Oh.
for those of you brand new to the channel, first of all I'd like to say welcome because we gained about 7,500 subscribers last month and that's a lot. That's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems very likely that 500k will hit next month. So yeah, that's bonkers. So
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go and record the 500k special next week. So
Yeah.
we've got a location, we got our script.
Yep.
Yeah. So we just gotta go and do that. Invested in a new teleprompter as well, one that's less rickety. So, yeah, SH, I wish I was going to hit it this month. In fact, I don't know what to think. Now it's in the last 10k, I'm kind of like, I'm just panicking now. It's a good panic. It's a good panic, though. It's just I never thought I'd hit it. And this is probably going to be the last big milestone on YouTube I'll get to. So I'm going to enjoy this. And once restaurants are open in the UK again, I'm going to go to my favourite steakhouse and get myself a nice steak.
They have nice
Yeah, Hap knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
I can attest to goodness of those steaks.
Yes. We go there.
I want a nice steak.
Yeah. Philly and I, we go there for every 100k milestone. So we definitely go and do that. Oh, by the way, Thomas Billington, thanks very much for becoming a Master-like member. Thank you very much. You can become a member by pressing join down below the video. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Roundtable, it is a place where you can suggest what ifs via super chat, as well as help support the channel, and it is all very, very appreciated. So we very much thank you for your time here and help support the channel in general. But first of all, we got the Nerd King dropping a hundo right here, so that is so appreciated, Nerd King. Thank you so much for that. So, well,
A cool hundo right from the get-go.
cool hundo right from the get-go. Hey, that rhymes. Nice. Okay, so he says, always loves your videos, dude. They're the best. What if they had Biomerge Digivolution in the first 2 seasons of Digimon? How would it affect the characters and their mega levels? By Biomerge Digivolution, it means the Digimon and the trainer merge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you presented the Chosen Children with the ability to merge with their Digimon in the first two series, you'd be significantly changing up the dynamic of the show, I think. Yes. There'd become a very, very, very I mean, like, there's some arcs, like especially during Digimon Adventure, where that could be like really, really interesting to explore, like just because of how like sheer how sheer dangerous the problems get at certain points, like the bit when Tai starts to get in over his head and Agumon, and he forces Agumon into a transformation into Skull Greymon.
Yes.
That would be like could you imagine if that had been a Jogress between Skull Greymon and Taichi?
Ooh.
Like
that would have been,
I mean, shoot. Yeah, it would have been very, very scary stuff. So I do think it would have made for some really, really ripe exploration of the of the character motivations and stuff like that from a different perspective, though, because I feel like there's a lot to explore there with Jogress evolution, the whole combining between the Chosen Child and their Digimon companion, which I think is why so many of the later seasons have made that kind of like the default almost, it's really the more interesting dynamic in a lot of ways compared to the more typical like Pokemon-esque trainer and master dynamic.
Absolutely. I mean, it would certainly, as you said, it would change the concept of the show entirely. Like that's right from the get-go. Whereas instead of season 3, that was its kind of like its shtick. So that's definitely something to consider. But anyway, Nerd King, thank you so much for the contribution, dude. Very much appreciated. And now we start with Viper Phoenix. We're going, if this scene isn't in Revelation F, I'll be very sad. Frieza, there are 4 lights.
There are.
Oh, you haven't seen that episode yet, Mas. Oh boy. I have to write it. Oh boy.
I don't get it.
You don't get the reference. Okay, like guys, don't spoil it to Mas. He hasn't seen this.
You need to see the episode.
Yeah.
It's one of the best episodes of the of the whole series.
Of what series? Which series is this?
TNG.
That's TNG.
Right,
TNG.
right.
One of the most famous episodes of TNG.
I am gonna try and get my a Freezer equivalent of "Shut up, Wesley." just one of those. Yeah. So no, I mean I'm definitely enjoying TNG. We just got up to the one with the Romulan defector, so we're just about halfway through season 3.
And after you get through, you can get to the superior series, that is DS9.
Yeah, I'm getting.
DS.
Don't at me.
Don't at very good stuff.
Don't at me.
I'm getting to it, and I'm the fact that I read up on O'Brien, and he was just like, well, basically he was just a guy, and then eventually he just got lines, and then turns out that he ends up where he is right there, one of the most seen characters in the series, in the franchise.
You know that the rule about him that they have, O'Brien must suffer. So yeah, like
no!
They put him in a lot of those crazy scenarios and make him suffer because like.
But
like it's very easy to do so, but like some of the O'Brien episodes are some of the most interesting about the morality. So 4 lights. I will try to include something in later episodes. Do not spoil too much.
Yeah, okay.
For Matt.
Okay. But one thing for sure, after watching some TNG, I now understand that Q is a character that Haverock could easily have come up with. Q is very much a Q is
one of my favorite characters in the entirety of the series.
He's just Haverock in Star Trek. Like the way that Hav writes is very much like the prankster god. It's like seriously. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I get that.
Stop! I cannot blush. Blushing hurts.
But no. But speaking of Revelation F, we are in the midst of having 5 episodes. We've got 5 episodes written, and hopefully we'll have the first one out this week. Oh no, this month. Because we do have them started. We can get them out quite quickly. So they're quite quick to make, and the characters Julia, who's playing Chilai, and Stan, who's playing Yamcha, they're very much on board, and definitely looking forward to that. And I'm enjoying playing Kit and Frieza still. That's always really good. And yeah, there are lots of nods to Red Dwarf. I will just say that Red Dwarf definitely, because Frieza is basically a mixture of Captain Picard and Rimmer, essentially. Yeah, just fastidiousness is just sublime. But you'll find out in a couple of weeks, definitely.
Yay!
Anyway, Viper Phoenix, boo to Barbity. Is that okay? You got some power in your corner now, some magic in your account, some candy, sugar, chocolate, y'all. All you gotta do is feed my bowl. It's like Barbity said, "You win, just make him shut up." There you go. You gotta trust Viper with the dialogue. And then he goes on to say, I know it's not, but my personal canon is the new dragon in DBS sounds like a Murloc from World of Warcraft. It would be nice if he just spoke in Murloc. Just
but like it
Now
would be
there's
even
a sound
funnier.
I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, it would be even funnier if they made the Murloc sound like it would make him sound like a Murloc, but no character has trouble understanding him. You know, like a Chewbacca situation.
As in, like, people just get it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Frost the White Lion. How would Bardock and his Saiyan team react if they saw how far Guinea has gotten during the end of the story in the What If Guinea story? I would probably they'd be like, they almost, well, I'll be damned. Little girl had it in her after all. Yeah, they'd be like, huh. Bardock could be just like, yeah, well, good. I'm glad you're actually fighting your own corner now. It's just like, as in, like, cool.
Cool, I guess.
Bardock would just be cool. And then the others would just, well, I'll be damned. As in, like, they'll be mildly impressed.
I'm going to be dark and broody elsewhere, and wearing my blood-soaked bandana.
Exactly.
Which is red because of all of the blood. You don't remember, and they don't tell you in those story packages, but my bandana is so red because it has blood of all my fallen
Yeah, it's
combats.
just like, hey, kid.
Oh my god.
No, essentially it's like, hey, kid, you want to know how my bandana's red? It's like, it's a
Oh
fun
my
story. Cool story, bro. It works especially when Taka voices Bardock. Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, Dark Snake X5. What if Android 21 was Bulma and Boo's daughter from another timeline and Dr. Gero kidnapped her from said timeline? That would be interesting if the margin thing was like there from the beginning. Not just suddenly, oh, 21's an android. Oh, no, margin now. Okay. It's either go one way or the other.
Did they say Bulma and Boo's daughter?
Yep.
Yes.
That's a new one.
I have to play the
That's-
Sorry, that's a new one.
That's a candidate for April Fools.
we're already getting some lineups for the April Fool's what ifs.
Yeah,
because...
incidentally, when we haven't got that many super chats at the moment, but that's okay because we can spend the rest of it pontificating about this year's what if for April Fools.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, definitely. But I would say it would be interesting, and Dr. Gero would obviously be thinking this is an absolutely big turn of events. I must study this thing for the sake of my own curiosity, and man, that's just weird. I mean, I kidnap random teenagers. But even I wouldn't go so far as this. And Dark Snake, you also said, I write something in the regular chat. I hope you noticed it. YT being YT, I didn't see it. So if you can just tag me or Soph in the chat, just let us know what you said. Smash Ultra. Instead of energy, the only power in the universe, what if there were other powers like fire, lightning, metal, and time? Kind of like Avatar, DC, and Marvel. Oh yeah, well, you just have like different elements combined into two. Like, you could have the revolution in that being able to like combine two elements at the same time.
Although you kinda have different types of power, like it's not discussed like that deeply, but like magic is different from ki, right? We haven't seen anyone with so much elemental power, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? And we are like Infinite Engine creates different type of energy that is not trackable, right? We often forget that 17 and 18 work on different energy than the rest of the fighters.
Yeah, it emulates the effects and nature of ki without actually being ki, which makes it more or less untraceable and a very confusing prospect for folks who try to sense energy and stuff like that.
Yeah, if there was a bigger focus on elemental powers, I still think it's something that may happen someday when they run out of some basic ideas for enemies. I mean, this is pretty basic, but we haven't really seen typical elemental opponents in Dragon Ball. That's why we kinda came out with our construction crew, because most of their powers are based on stuff related to ground or sound, different types of...
And they may or may not make an appearance in Revelation F. At least a nod. At least a nod. just to show they exist still. It would be effectively they won't be showing up in a big capacity, but one of them might turn up somewhere. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Manifesto. Hey everyone, sorry I can't join the What If streams yet. I hope everyone's okay and love the vids as always. Thank you all. Also, Super Saiyan Blue needs more love. It does. It'd be nice if it had a nice debut, to be honest. Oh.
Yeah, I just everything about Super Saiyan Blue it just struck wrong with me when it was first coming out, because I mean, first off, they gave it a really bad naming convention when they branded it as Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan the first time. Really and then did. That's what wound up sticking with it on like the copyright and stuff like that. It's trademarked that way, so they keep using it in the games and the merch and stuff. And then it's not super it's not a super intriguing transformation,
it's not super unique.
Yeah,
it just
it could have been so much better, especially when we were coming off of what was very, very, very legitimate old school GT hype with the transformation for Super Saiyan 4. I was underwhelmed even as early as Battle of Gods when they presented the Super Saiyan God transformation, and all it was normal hair but red.
Yeah, that's fair point. Kirby163. What if Videl was Android 19? Dr. Giro having kidnapped after she won the Junior World Martial Arts Tournament, hoping she'd be more disciplined than 17 and 18.
Oh
wow. Dark.
Videla's Android 19 actually makes a lot of sense too, because a lot of villains utilize the Tenkaichi Budokai as kind of like their standard for martial strength, right? So her winning the Junior World Martial Arts Tournament over the interim of, because I mean, if Jiro keeps track of the fighters on Earth, right, obviously he'd be keeping track of the people who are participating in the Tenkaichi Budokai, and so he would know that as far as most things are considered, Hercule's not a particularly grand candidate, but Videl, her potential is much bigger, and if the primary threat, post Cell Saga, or post Frieza Saga, right, is going into the Cell Saga, is potentially Gohan, especially considering the kinds of power boosts that would have been seen from the rage boosts and stuff like that during the build up into the fighting against Vegeta and Nappa, right? He would probably know that Videl would have immense potential. So that sounds like a really good one that we should probably keep in the back of our minds.
Yeah, let's make a note of that one. We should definitely make a note of that one. GSS's controller. Hi Masako, big fan of your work. Thank you. And I wanted to come to ask you something. I've been making my own what if. How can I spread it to get it out there? The best thing to do really is just get it out on YouTube, present it in a way that's clear cut, easily audible, and just have fun with it. I mean, I just think it's always good to have a different interpretation of particular what ifs. So I never get salty or nettled if people want to do a what if that I've already done. I'm like thinking, no two what ifs are exactly the same unless it's plagiarism. But if you go for your own interpretation of a particular story and scenario, then by all means go for it. So I'm thinking, cool, best of luck to you. Alright, Coin. I'm working on a compilation of DBZ stuff and was wondering once done if you'd do a reaction to it. Coin, as much as I'd like to, the last time I did a reaction video on this channel, it got demonetized very quickly, and then it got loads of copyright claims. So
yeah, in the modern YouTube era, demonetization for reaction videos is a very, very real prospect.
Yeah.
So
you can easily just send it to me, and I'll take a look at it. I'll give you my thoughts at the very least.
There's a subreddit for that sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah, the MasakoX subreddit. Share it. You can share it on there. Okay. Alphadillo Gonadicus. Best name ever. Gonna ask again since all's here. What if Fem Vegeta still got with Bulma, but to appease the Goku X Fem Veg sippers, Goku was the surrogate father of Trunks?
Now, see, that is something I enjoy. The biggest issue with that is just how vehemently straight Bulma is throughout the series. But honestly, I'd be perfect considering personal experience and the whole host of my women friends who are into Dragon Ball as well. I think most people are perfectly fine with the idea of a bi or even gay Bulma. The idea of Bulma hooking up with a femme Vegeta and using Goku as a surrogate, that's an interesting one. What are your thoughts, Moss?
Goku's reaction. What's a surrogate?
Is it yummy?
No, what's a sugar gate?
Sugar gate?
No, sugar grape. It's a sugar grape.
He can't handle his grapes, Moss.
Exactly. So therefore, he wouldn't be able to comprehend it. But honestly, I'd love to see some more of these kind of stories exploring these different types of orientations and sexuality in Dragon Ball. I really would. But unfortunately, with the source material, you then have to caveat that. Like, yeah, Red Dragon. No grapes for me, even if they are coated in sugar. It's like, but yeah, going back to what I said, I'd love to, and I'd love to maybe like have a second channel or something like that, or maybe if Clubhouse gets like some more traction, I may be open to doing like a live like story time. Yeah, there. Clubhouse being like an audio,
that
social
sounds
media
fun.
thing. That'd be cool. That would be really fun. So maybe once that gets up, I'll start up like a Dragon Ball club there, and then kind of like do stories there, which are a bit more 18+. That'd be fun. But
yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Armadillo, again, I feel like if Femme Vegeta was going to be a thing, that seems like a logical way of going about things. If you chose to make Bulma either homosexual or at least bi-curious, so it would certainly be something that is, I'd like to see more of, but just given the source material, it's very extremely inflexible. But yeah.
Well, and there's the other thing too is that Saiyans, I figure that most Saiyans would be used to the concept of a surrogate anyways, because the Saiyan race kind of thrived off of test tube babies rather than having to deal with the physical aspect of the labor. In fact, I don't think that Vegeta would want to carry the child to term. So it might even go so far as to you could have this kind of like trio of a nice friendship between, say, Bulma and Bulma, Femme Vegeta, and Chi-Chi. And since Vegeta does not, under any circumstance, want to impact her ability to train and fight with a pregnancy, and Bulma, of course, we do see that Bulma, while she endures pregnancy, she's not super thrilled about it, particularly around the time of when she's pregnant with Bulla, and Whis kind of just pops the baby out at that point. If neither of them decide that they want to go through with the pregnancy, they have a friend in Chi-Chi who is more than likely more than happy to be their to serve as a carrier for their kid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that like we are talking about something else, but like the previous Genie thing got me, and stream of consciousness. I need to write this down. Never had a friend like me, but sunk by Whis.
Okay, I'll have to make a note of that. Kirby163. Yeah. What if Gine gave Bardock his scar? Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Oh my. I'm just gonna go directly to horny jail. Thank you very much.
Oh my god, Moss.
I know, because I was gonna go and you just go like, no, Go to the corner. No, you'd have done that. I know you would have done that. But no, it would have been okay in a more realistic thing. It'd be very interesting to know that mainly if Guinea lashed out at Bardock in a way that no one had ever done before, and that was just like a reminder of him to never let Oh, okay. We shall make a note of that, Kirby, because it is a very good point.
That's getting made note of.
For future stories. Not saying which one, though. But it's like, Bardock, you want to know how I got this scar? Yeah. Joker moment. Alright, Gogeta. Hey, Masako, I really like what you do, and I kind of want to see what you do with what if Goku ringed out Cell. Well, I think you Automas would have seen that in the Cell games. If he did, then Cell would have just gone like, no, I'm not, no, just no. And then he would have just blown up the arena sooner than he did. Yeah, Goku would have just gone, ha, I won, so you have to leave the planet. It's like, no, Goku. Just blows up the arena.
I will leave the planet in ashes.
Yeah, exactly. Half Sands. I have a what if I think would be interesting. What if Goku had an older sister? Well, if Raditz was female, almost, like, as in like, I feel like the dynamic might be slightly more different, like maybe a bit more like caring towards Kakarot and more like willing to like give him a chance. Yeah,
I feel like if Raditz had been born female, I think that she she would have definitely tried to strive to be a bit more like her mother, and I think the relationship there would have probably been a bit deeper, which means that unlike a lot of Saiyans, if she did take after her mother, she would have a high maternal instinct. So I don't think that she would be willing to. I don't think she'd be willing to consider killing Kakarot in order to make Frieza's or the overall Saiyan plan move forward.
No, absolutely. No, I agree. Coin. What if Vegeta was female or Dragon Ball Evolution 2? Well, since we got Vegeta was female, Dragon Ball Evolution 2. Because I feel
Dragon Ball Evolution 2.
That would be Vegeta versus Nappa with Bill Goldberg as Nappa. I've always said this. Absolutely.
Wow.
I feel you could easily redeem a lot of the issues from the first movie in the second movie. And
yeah.
You know what? I'm going to make that a video. I'm going to make that a discussion video. Dragon Ball Evolution 2. What would I do? Electric Goku.
You could turn it into kind of like a series. Have you ever done an attempt at a rewrite of the first Dragon Ball Evolution video?
Yes, we did on a couple of
I can't remember. It's been so long. So
I think if we accompanied that with like what would we do for a sequel? I think that could be good.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Kirby 163 for Chorister. What if Zamasu was a god tuber? Oh, he'd be there'd be a lot of like vignettes, a lot of hey guys, Zamasu here.
Oh god.
People just don't understand the meaning of justice in this world. And like,
Okay, guys, for my 500k challenge, I will start to do my Zero Mortals plan, guys.
Hey, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to visit your planet so you can see the plan in action for yourself.
The Zamasu's main channel would be all about trying so hard to promote his Zero Mortals plan, but it would be his second channel that got the most views because it would be a makeup channel because he's so interested in beauty and beautification of things.
Yes, of course. And then it's just that. There we go. GSS's controller. So I have two what ifs. What if Gohan was born sooner, and what if Gohan and his offspring became the main character? I call it Dragon Ball Generations. Well, you see, Dragon Ball Z was meant to be where Gohan and his family would take over the mantle, but obviously Toriyama got cold feet. So, yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out. So, I feel like oof. Yeah. So in short, that's I'd call it the Boo saga of Dragon Ball Z. Only no Goku. But if Gohan was born sooner, like maybe like I imagine probably it would have caused Goku to like grow up a little bit quicker if he became a father at like 18. Like sort of when Gohan became a father to Pan, So
Yeah.
I think it could have a good more maturing factor when it comes to Goku. And I think Gohan being a little bit older probably would have been able to handle the pressure with Cell a little better, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. If Gohan had been a little bit older, I think he'd have been able to handle a lot more of the pressure of just being Goku's kid in general.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because he goes through a lot of trauma really quick and at a very, very young age. It's one of the reasons why in my What If Krillin What If I opted to get him therapy.
Yeah. I mean, you're not entirely wrong there. You're really not.
Oh, hello, I'm your new psychologist, Gohan. You can call me Dr. Jiro.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh, Guardian Tree. What if Piccolo Jr. either created more Dark Namekians or revived his brothers with the Dragon Balls after the 23rd tournament so he'd have his own team? I feel like if he did, then it would have just created another arc, like a final arc, and I think by the end of that, Goku wouldn't have let him go. Like, Piccolo would have died, and therefore Kami would have died. And thusly, you could have capped off Dragon Ball with the elimination of the Dragon Balls. Yeah, so I'm playing the same. Basically, because that would be a nice way of capping off the original Dragon Ball series as its own standalone series. But, yeah, there we go. There you go. Dark Snake X5. Hey, Masako, are you going to do a holiday merch special, like when you bring back all the previous merch and put it on sale? Maybe for the 5th anniversary of when we do that, we'll do like a big bundle where you can get all 5. So, you could definitely, we'll definitely look into that. Mad Lad Bot, what if Ten Shinhan was a Saiyan? He'd be the most serious Saiyan that you've ever seen. So, I mean,
Ten Shinhan as a Saiyan is something that I think a lot of people play around with. Humans as Saiyans in general is definitely something that a lot of people play around with. I feel like I feel like that making Ten Shinhan a Saiyan takes away a lot of his agency as one of the best human characters. It's one of the reasons why I'm not super into the What If X character was a Saiyan concepts that tend to float heavily around the What If community, just because the show's already saturated with Saiyans as the most powerful beings, Even once we got introduced to like a multiverse, there's still more Saiyans in more universes that are super powerful, right?
Yeah.
And so I like the idea of especially that kind of like original trio of humanity, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha, staying human and learning to overcome their natural handicap versus the Saiyans in a different way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree. Okay. Dark Snake X5. Hey, will there be a St. Patrick's Day special with the R&R crew? Afraid not, sorry. We've not really come to occur to it, but maybe we'll look into it for next year. But yeah, we'll definitely look into like some more like mini specials or something. Smash Ultra. What if there are other types of Saiyans instead of just monkeys, like tiger, shark, bull, eagle, and of course dragon? Nice implementation from the Zodiac, definitely. But you can like have a dragon Saiyan. That'd be so cool. Like the legend of the Dragon Saiyan. I mean,
interesting. The idea of there being kind of like subcategories of Saiyan that transform into other creatures, perhaps based upon like animals in the Zodiac or something, would be very interesting. But I do feel like it's one of those things that would require explanation. Like if I were going to do it right, then it would probably be the result of some experiment, probably a TOEFL experiment.
Yeah.
That resulted in these offshoot breeds being released into the wild of space, as it were, sometime before the destruction of the TOEFLs and Planet Vegeta as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. So it would have to be like done in particular, but I do like that idea in general. That's quite a compelling story. I do like that. Guardian Tree. If Piccolo did have a girlfriend, who would it be? You know what? I'd have it be Nail. If Nail was like more female identifying, that'd be a nice little kind of thing of like a really nice looking fusion, and just like a nice kind of little story. Like Piccolo's first thing of a female Namekian, and is a strong one too, and they have to fuse in order to become like the strongest Namekian, as it were. So nice little kind of like compilation there. Nice kind of like dynamic.
With the idea of spacefaring, universe hopping, traveling Namekians as a potential thing for the series. I wonder if Namekians that spent a long time around other cultures that didn't have the same non-binary views as Namekians kind of do by default, being this asexually reproducing single biology, singular biological developmental race. I wonder if those Namekians traveling from place to place and being exposed to those cultures have different mindsets and approaches to how they view their own gender and stuff like that. Whether or not like there are, it's kind of like how in Doctor Who, in the episode where the TARDIS's spirit more or less gets kidnapped and put inside of a human woman, human woman's body. When the Doctor's lured by that Time Lord distress beacon, and he gives this huge description of the Time Lord that sent the distress beacon, and how they were never satisfied with their gender, always regenerating into different forms and different genders and different personalities and stuff like that. And wouldn't it be interesting if there was like a Namekian out there whose concept kind of was affected by their time, among other races.
Especially that we know that the Namekians that can reproduce like King Piccolo can kind of choose how their children would look like.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go off on a long tangent.
No worries. No worries. It's good. Dog Snake came in with a $100. $100. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So we've got a narrator. Dragon Ball Z High School. No, I've got to do my call bit. Dragon Ball Z High School. Follow your favorite DBZ characters as they try to do school life. Explore the inner workings of a Dragon Ball Z High School as we meet Lazy Goku, lead cheerleader and top of her class Bulma, top martial arts champion Chi-Chi, and school delinquent Vegeta. Hey Vegeta, are we there yet? Because the prom's Hey Vegeta, are we there yet? Because the prom's tomorrow!
Oh no! No!
This is so terrible, so horrible, and I really badly want to make it.
There's probably a fanfic of high school.
There is already.
There are so many high school fanfics. There are so many high school fanfics.
There are definitely. So, thank you, Dark Snake, for bringing that into our lives. Thank you. Very appreciated. And speaking of Vegeta, MadLabBot says, what if Vegeta gained immortality on Namek? Oh, well, actually, that I do have a what if for that. What if Vegeta never turned good?
Yeah.
You can check that out, MadLad. There are 5 parts, and in April, I will be finishing that one off. We'll be finishing up a lot of the classic what ifs in the next month or so. So, making way for some brand new content. So, definitely looking forward to that. Dark Snake again. Hey Masako, in my story during the kids division of the World Martial Arts Tournament, I have Trunks and Goten fighting 2 kids who can use a key like them, but the problem is that I have is for them as a name. Can you help with that? You probably would want to like have like it's like a duo, like a double act, as in like Trunks and Goten. It should be a pun. Should be like I would say probably if you wanted to go for one like the Ace of Spades, like have them named after playing cards. Ace and Spades. Call them like that. There you go. You can have that one for free. Okay, Gobi. What if Dragon Ball was like E.E. Smith's Lensman series? I'm afraid I don't know what that is.
I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with that.
The Lensman series is a series of science fiction novels by American author Edward L. Murdoch Smith. Well, it was actually made into an anime apparently. So,
really,
and it's like a series of 6 books from like the 40s and 50s. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at the cliff sheets for that, Gobi. But thank you very much for pointing that in my direction. Thank you. Dominus Ex Machina. What if Fidel Satan was half Saiyan? It actually is something that Hav and I have been thinking about, the identity of Miguel, whether that Toriyama would ever dare talk about Miguel. Because Toriyama is very much in keeping with actually adding new lore. What if we find out about the identity? Doesn't have to necessarily be a Saiyan.
Yeah, I had a fever dream recently, guys, when it was supposedly revealed that Miguel was a Cerealian, and I thought it was a hilarious dream.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be a Cerealian, like
prophetic dream.
That again, but it's still like really, really good. Oh, I believe we got a Kevin in the chat.
Kevin's in the chat.
Yeah, but apparently he said. Yes, what's good, butt munches? But then the moderation like banned the message. Oops.
Oh no, Raditz!
Please don't, please, please don't ban our Raditz. If anyone can call us butt munchers, it's Kevin.
Yeah. Yes, Raditz is in the chat. Raditz is in the chat right here, but he needs to be a bit more PG.
Oh, Red Dragon! How could you?
It's okay. No, but Red Dragon was being efficient. That's all.
Yes.
I know.
Okay. Smash Ultra. Instead of Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, what if they're called Super Saiyan, Hyper Saiyan, Ultra Saiyan? Love that. It's very 90s. I would love that. But I still prefer
very 90s, reminiscent of.
I still prefer Super Saiyan, Super Duper Saiyan, and Super D Duper Saiyan. Those are the better ones. It would have made Super Saiyan even more dated than it actually is. So there you go. And Turt Slap understands. Yeah, okay, it's all good.
I've always been a fan of the Super Hyper Ultra combo, just because of the fact that that's kind of what the convention was for Street Fighter back in the day, and there used to be a lot of comparisons that were being made to Street Fighter and Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and then. And then Masako and for Super Saiyan 4, it's Super Duper Alley-Ooper Saiyan. Or Super Floofer Saiyan. Super Floofer Saiyan.
Oh my god.
It's like, it's over, Omega Shenron. You cannot stand the power of Super Floofer Saiyan. It's like...
Are you called Super Floofer Saiyan because you're fuzzy now?
Yes. It's like... And Super... Omega Shenron. Oh, I know I'm supposed to be fighting you, but I can't get over the fact that you're absolutely so friggin' cute with your furry pig fur.
You're so fluffy, I'm gonna die. That's the idea.
It's part of my diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
There. Chrome Bison. Suppose Zeno held an annual cosmic raffle to make somebody god for a day while Zeno took a break. What if Oolong was granted temporary godhood? Ah, yes.
If Oolong was granted temporary godhood, things would get real bad for the world real quick.
He would go for Justice.
What? Panties. Gotta wish for panties. Justice.
Oh, boy.
Frost the White Lion. What if Goku and friends entered the Mortal Kombat tournament, teaming up with Liu Kang and friends, but all Mortal Kombat characters are equal in power with Dragon Ball? I think they would end up being
Ooh,
like
boy.
Vegeta versus Raiden.
Oh gosh. Well, given that Raiden's one of the gods of the setting, that
We lost Sophie for a moment.
Sophie.
oh my gosh. Hello.
Yeah, we can
Testing.
hear you.
Yeah.
You
For some reason, my connection like times out now if I'm on the chat on my phone rather than specifically on the call page for Discord's app.
Oh.
So it's very, very weird. But yeah, what I was saying was that since Raiden is a god in the Mortal Kombat setting, he would probably be pitted against other gods like Beerus or Champa.
True.
Yep.
That's true. I wouldn't say more than that, really.
Vegeta would fight somebody like Jax. Johnny Cage versus Vegeta.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay. Cool. Next one is
Johnny Cage versus Vegeta would be brilliant just because of how annoyed Vegeta would be the entire time.
Yeah.
All right. NV Mizashi. What if Kaioken was seen not as a technique, but as a prelude to transformations in Dragon Ball? The first one on the path towards several transformations, such as Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God. It kind of was, actually. I know that Kaioken is a technique, but it did kind of bring up the idea of transformations, like power-ups in eyes.
I mean, transformations kinda are techniques, but not all techniques are transformations. But all transformations, like some transformations are techniques, kinda.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it would have been good if it had meant that more than just the Saiyans would have a prelude to enhanced ability via transformation. Because one of the biggest faults I have with the series as a whole is the fact that this ability was presented by the series, you know, this ability to enhance one's power, and the humans even go so far as to get trained by the same person who taught Goku, and yet they never learn it. And you know, there's a reason why I made Kaioken so important to my Krillin What If. It's just because I feel like canon really dropped the ball on it. So if it was going to be a prelude to further transformations down the line, then I think that would be fine, just as long as it wasn't restricted only to Saiyans.
Right. True. By the way, folks, we got 5 minutes left on your 5 minutes left until I close the super chats. Just so you know. Alphadillo, what if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan? How do you think his initial transformation on Namek would have differed? Well, if he was, then he'd have less control over his faculties, and he would have succumbed in the planet when it exploded. So, bad sound. Certainly it'd be bombastic and badass, but Goku wouldn't survive. Like, Goku wouldn't have survived it. So,
I'm inclined to believe the same thing.
Kirby163. What if Android 17 was the main character of DBZ? Will transformation no longer be a free action? I guess not, because, you know, androids don't need to transform. They just upgrade their general ideas, I think.
They will have like Gundam like transformation and become huge.
Gundam, yes. Until it's like,
gosh,
it's good to hear from you. I know that R&R, it's been very quiet lately. We are working on R&R in the background, folks. We are. We just
yeah.
It may need some rejigging in terms of our episode structures or something like that, but we will endeavor to finish it. But then we also have Revelation F to be something that we can fill in the gaps, which are a lot quicker to make. So yeah, just so you know. Smash Ultra. What if Yamcha's a Wolf Saiyan? Hint, hint. Oh, Like, he's a different type of Saiyan, like, but he's like a wolf form. Well, more beast-like, you know, a brilliant beast. So, I think it could be interesting. Give Yamcha a bit more depth in his character, so I would be all for that. The Somewhere Man. What if Jiren was the alternate universe counterpart to Monarca? So, Jiren turns out to be the actual ultimate, like, being to people. So, you know, Monarca and Jiren, you know, they are related in some way. So, or they are kind of like an alternative universe.
If they fight, you know, the universe would shatter. Not only like Broly and Gogeta fight, but it would shatter.
Their battle would be legendary. There you go. Okay. Buraisu. Hey guys, so this is something that's been on my mind for a while. Do you think there's any way that Turles could have turned good? No, not really. He was he had a lot to Go on.
Especially since it's already kind of firmly established by the time we meet him that he has used the tree on other planets,
Many
which
times.
basically means he has multiple genocides in his past.
Yeah, and he has been the undoing of other planets, so he's kind of too far gone at this point.
Although his whole thing is kind of being evil Goku, and without this, like, he would kind of lose a lot of personality. Really,
he'd have no personality.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. Heartless Fang. What if Pan was sent back in time so she was raised by Grandpa Gohan as Goku's sister? If this was End of Z Pan with like a baby Goku, that'd be very cute. I'd love to see that. Like, just that, you know, caring, enthusiastic elder sister.
he would be like so freaking strong.
Yeah. I mean, Goku would have.
It would be fun.
Yeah, Goku would have been absolutely uber. Like, absolutely, it would have broken the show. Absolutely.
Like she would be Ara levels of power compared to anyone
a gag
else.
character without being a gag character.
Yeah.
It's so strange, but again, it's so adorable. It's so adorable though. Bearing Cab. What if Dragon Ball Super Piccolo got the urge to reproduce? I imagine probably it would have lessened the burden of like that connect. I guess maybe it would have been someone to like, consider to have like a companion once his friends die of old age and all that stuff. Just that means he had somebody to train with and had company and stuff like that. Maybe, or if he feels like he was ready to actually be a parent himself of a Namekian child. But again, it really depends whether warrior clan Namekians can have, hatched children. That's not
well, and then you also just have to remember the fact that compared to a lot of the characters in the series, Piccolo is actually relatively young. He's closer in age to a character like Gohan than he is to a character like Goku. So one major thing you have to remember is, do you think that with all the stuff that's gone on in Piccolo's past, that he'll be ready by the time he hits, his 20s or whatever, which is about the age he is in the Cell Saga? Because I think he's something like 6 years older than Gohan, so
right.
That would put him at about age 10-ish. When he's when the Saiyan Saga, when he trains Gohan stuff happens, so he's close to like 10 or 11, I think. So when you get to Gohan's high school time, and that would put Piccolo probably around like the age of like 25, 26-ish.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of have to ask yourself, do you think that that's enough time for Piccolo to have gotten over his own like associated trauma when it comes to who he is as a person and what his destiny was like supposed to be per what King Piccolo created him for,
Okay, cool, nice.
Also, I have an idea for Piccolo's progeny name.
Yeah.
But Soprano.
Oh,
Soprano.
Nice.
There is a soprano. There is a soprano flute. Soprano flute.
Okay,
that's
cool.
nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. By the way, everybody, the super chats are now closed. Thank you very much for your contributions, everybody. We shall now move on with what's left on the list. Heartless Fang. What's a what if you would all consider for a 10th anniversary? Perhaps a forbidden what if. What if Vegeta was female? Do that for the 10th anniversary in 5 years' time. 5 years' time, we'll do what if Vegeta was female. Maybe for the 1 million subscriber special if we ever.
I think we'll do that one faster. For me, it would be. I think we would do the one where Vegeta and Goku end up together in like. Regardless of gender, like try to make those two work as a couple.
Yeah. What if Goku and Vegeta became a couple, hooked up, married, however you want to word it. Like Goku and Vegeta as a couple is probably my big forbidden one because personally, I don't think it works. There's too much going on there.
Fair enough, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gobi, what if Black's fighting style shifted to being deceptively inebriated, but actually very dangerous during Rosé transformation? I see what you did there. Like drunken old man style. So lucid, quite, flowing, noodly almost, you could say. So
we have previous examples of that sort of thing being something that Toriyama can in fact write and draw as far because back in the OG Dragon Ball era, Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun for the World Martial Arts Tournament, used drunken boxing against Goku. So, so we know that that's the sort of thing that could be represented. Whether or not that's sort of the direction you'd want to take that particular thing is you'd have to play with it.
It would require some thought, definitely. 163. What if Hercule was really a devil from the demon realm? What a twist! Turns out,
and that's why he's Mr. Satan.
Yes.
Oh, you think it was a bit of a gimmick? Well, no, I'm actually Mr. Satan, of the King of the Demon Realm. Yeah.
But I was so nice, and they kicked me off. And I don't have any special powers. It's just that
he was the real king of the demon realm, unlike King Piccolo, and he had intentions of taking over the world until one day he met Migeru and fell in love.
Oh, wholesome. Inadvertently, Miguel saved the universe.
The big fro hair is to hide his demon horns.
Yeah. Oh. Mad Lad Bolt. What if Goku was not a Saiyan? I play the sound because Dragon Ball Z would be very different. But in reality, if he wasn't, then it'd just be the first Dragon Ball, because in that, Goku just was a monkey boy. So
you can kind of get away with hand waving the stuff that went on in Dragon Ball as just being, that's Dragon Ball for you. Good luck on Goku's end and good fortune and natural talent. But once you get into the Saiyan dynamics of Z, things start to really change. And when the actual biology of being a Saiyan actively is the reason why you're able to accomplish task A or task B, and prevent the end of the universe or the end of a given planet, that's when it becomes a situation where you're like, well, if this character is no longer a Saiyan in this universe, then the world ends, more or less.
Yeah, essentially. That is pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, next one. Vandalia. With Beerus training Pan, Buller, and Marin in the What If Videl was a Sea Fighter, how will GT be different in the future? We're actually just leaving it at the end of Z, to be honest. But we may do a little epilogue with the three in their own little kind.
But it needs some time to rest, Like we don't want to oversaturate
it. It did get quite clear that a lot of people were getting tired of it. So it has proven something that people did want me to focus on a what if for one what if at a time. Just goes to show that that just doesn't work. There is fatigue. So Sometimes you need
the
a month or
fatigue
two.
really does set in.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
maybe we might do an epilogue episode as a bonus, that where we get to have like a little thing with Pan, Buller, and Marin. Maybe. We'll have a look at that. The Somewhere Man. What if Tarbell actually had incredible potential and was set off planet for secret training as King Vegeta's ultimate weapon? Oh, so like a reverse Monarcha method. As in, make everyone think that Tarbell was incredibly useless, whereas actually he was the strongest of them all. Yeah, keeps Freezer away. Keeps the Freezy boy away. I like that. Let's make a note of that. That could be fun. Vandalia, what if Ginyu made Vegeta part of the Ginyu Force? Oh, I had that in a couple of what ifs where they do that as ironic punishment. As in, like, Vegeta is forced to be part of the Ginyu Force or else he'd be killed. And it's like, come on, Vegeta, show me how your glutes work. Come on, get in the dance.
No! No, this is worse than torture!
Come on! You don't hear Berta complaining? Yes, Vegeta, get on with it!
Vegeta, I've given you a week's worth of leeway. It's time for you to show me what your pose is going to be.
Don't make me do extra classes for you for Goldo. Goldo is much of a taskmaster.
And he's kind of a jerk when he is a taskmaster.
No, but Kitten, he's apparently working on it. Oh, that's what he always says, Jace. Oh, banter with Ginyu Force is always fun. Gobi, ever noticed the Saiyan royal crest symbol looks like similar to the one of the Bagua Chinese 8 trigrams representing heaven? I did take a look at it, and it sort of does. It sort of does, but it looks to me more like Neptune's pitchfork, trident. To me,
Which
it looks
symbol,
more
sorry?
like, the symbol of the Saiyans. To me, it looks more like
It does. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of a trident.
Yeah, King Vegeta.
More so
Poseidon.
than anything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But Kirby163 for Azili. But what if wishes came at the cost of a curse? What if wishes came at the cost of a curse? Black Star Dragon Balls, anybody?
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Speaking of Dragon Ball GT, I did see a lot of comments saying that they're curious about what a GT would look like for the What If Fidel universe. So keep that in mind.
We might again do that as like an epilogue episode, but nothing.
Yeah, nothing too extensive, and it'll be a long time coming because again there was fatigue. But as far as the curse goes, like the Black Star Dragon Balls were probably one of the best representations of that, because it's like, yeah, you can have a wish, but there's the risk that the planet will blow up, or even just the whole aspect of like the Dragon Balls being overused, becoming overcharged with negative energy that causes unforeseen problems that nobody realized. Because when the Dragon Balls were made, nobody expected somebody to literally have a radar designed to find them and find them in days.
Absolutely. That's definitely it. Dark Snake. What if any women who have Saiyan babies became Saiyans, with people like Chi-Chi and Bulma becoming full Saiyans because they have 2 kids?
I wouldn't go so far as to say full Saiyans. I'd say that you might get some Saiyan tendencies, possibly even like a transformation or Zenkai boost out of the mix, because there are multitudes of cases in real life where fetal cells remain in the woman's womb post giving birth, and stay there pretty much the entirety of their life, more or less.
Yeah. It's important to know that we decided to do that with Fidel, specifically due to the ritual.
Yeah, the ritual itself is kind of what triggered it. It kind of activated the situation with Fidel.
Yeah.
But so like the idea has merit, though the biggest issue would really kind of be the only real character who continues to be a fighter post marrying a Saiyan is Videl, because Chi-Chi would in canon at least, Chi-Chi would rather be a homebody, and Bulma was never a fighter. She was always a scientist, a researcher, that sort of thing first. she enjoyed adventure. She did not enjoy the fighting that happened on those adventures.
No.
So it probably wouldn't actually change all that much as far as the dynamic between the characters go.
No,
not unless there were some personality changes to go with it. But honestly, I don't think that fetal cells
I don't think it would
sticking
go that
around would. Yeah, it wouldn't go that far.
No.
It's one thing to wish to become a Saiyan on the Dragon Balls. It's another thing to just kind of wind up with a few S cells stuck in you.
Yeah, and again, here it was special circumstance.
Heartless
Yes.
fan goes, Bulma develops a Slavic accent after getting Saiyan DNA.
Oh my god!
And becomes a scientist. Ah ha ha! Because apparently Tuffle Saiyan hybrid scientists have Slavic accents, according to the Broly movie. I'm gonna have to ask Sabat that next time I talk to him. I'm gonna have to say, what's the deal with that?
Why the Slavic accent? Why the accent?
My
Sabat?
Polish friend would very much like to know.
Yeah.
My Eastern European fandom would like to know.
Yeah.
Blame Haverock and the fans.
All right. Ryan 3 Ali 3. What if Saiyans couldn't lose their tails, or losing their tails didn't affect the transformation? It would be a nice little twist. Everyone, like you chop off Vegeta's tail and you just go, and nothing happens. Oh, you think you're safe? And then like completely pounds, but then I'll have to play the sound. Because ultimately, you've got to get back to the whole first time that Goku becomes a great ape in Dragon Ball. If he couldn't change back, that's it. You know, that's Goku done pretty much. So there you go.
Or the Adventures of the Ozaru, and we just have like a Godzilla type anime, and we just follow.
Goku's just a traveling gorilla.
Goku flees to Monster Island, and then we get a movie kind of like Kong Skull Island, where people go off to see the mighty Ozaru.
And we have Hirudegarn versus Ozaru later on.
Yes, eventually Hirudegarn versus Ozaru.
Yeah. Alright, Vandalia. What if Gohan could have controlled his Great Ape form? Well, he sort of could by the end of the Saiyan saga. Like, he was able to at least understand what Goku was saying and telling him to, like, get Vegeta. So, it's something along those lines. But if he could control it more, I imagine he'd probably try and trick Vegeta thinking he was out of control. And then just, like, surprise Vegeta with his, like, with just a surprise monkey punch.
And you would have those dabbies of Chi-Chi. Gohan, stop aping around and start learning.
Yeah, more monkey puns.
God.
Monkey puns, monkey punch, and monkey pun. Dark Snake X.
No.
What if Naruto, Bleach, and DBZ were all in the same world? Well, technically they sort of were. They sort
How so?
They sort of were, like, with all these crossovers and stuff like that. In Shonen Jump, they all combine the series.
They are a part of the Shonen Jump multiverse.
Yes, exactly.
Multiverse.
But if they were, probably like Naruto, with the Rasengan versus Kamehameha, different types of villages and different parts of the world. So just... you'd have to scale all the powers to be relatively consistent, but just in different facets and stuff. Then Dark Snake comes back again. What if Monster Carrot turned Vegito into a carrot? Would he still be able to beat him up like Boo? Well, yeah, I mean, Vegito would still be able to beat Boo around as a piece of candy. So yeah, piece of carrot, you could spear Boo through the head. Like, seriously, he's like a tiny little orange vegetable dagger. So yeah, I think Vegeta could still do some damage.
And Goku would be like, haha, your dreams came true, Vegeta. Finally, you are a carrot. Shut up, Kakarot.
Oh.
I wish I were a carrot.
Silver Princess. What if Trunks' accident went to GT instead of Super and causes Beerus to wake up? I imagine Beerus in that timeline. I imagine probably powers might be a little bit more interesting, but Super Saiyan 4 would still be nothing to Beerus. So,
yeah, the Super Saiyan 4 is really it's absolutely nothing to Beerus. So
really,
It's comparable to to God powers, so it would give him some interesting work, but
it'd be curious, but it wouldn't be enough to like really like change the tide, as it were. But yeah,
yeah.
okay.
The biggest thing about most of the powers that people are able to bring to bear against Beerus in any given situation by the time of Battle of Gods, even if you take stuff into account like the potential of GT or some other different things, is that Beerus is so far beyond the scope of the power of the mortal cast that while any further transformations or power or powers tapped into would be interesting to him, he would still bat it away with ease, more or less.
No, definitely. Next one is Vulcan. Will Sharpnut and Erasa play a role in the Hercule What If? Too early to say. We haven't got to that point yet, so I'm not quite sure. What if Gohan was in the Goku defeated Roshi What If? Probably not. If Gohan was still Goku's kid, then I imagine it would have been a very tumultuous relationship. Also, hi Meg. And what if Chi-Chi joined Goku in the Goku defeated Roshi What If? She would have to have some sort of conviction and a mean to believe.
We have plans for Chi-Chi.
Yeah,
but
we'll have plans. We'll have plans
Yeah.
there. And then Vulcan with one more. What if Trunks married Pan? Trunks ex Mai is a bad couple. I don't think I have to respectfully disagree. Trunks and Mai
can work. It's Trunks and Mai can work. I'm not super happy with how it was approached in the show, but I'm gonna say one thing when it comes to the concept of Trunks and Pan is that there's a fairly significant age gap there as well. Most of the reasons why Trunks and Mai is argued against tends to be because of age reasons, and if you're gonna say how about Trunks and Pan instead, you're kind of still in that boat when it comes to the age difference. Not quite so starkly, but at the very least, at least Mai had been aged down to match Trunks in both a physical and a mental sense. If you were going to try and establish Trunks and Pan, like that means that you would probably wind up having to plant the seeds for that during GT, which would make things kind of weird, unless you aged Pan up to accommodate it.
Yeah, you'd have to like make some kind of things to make it less creepy. Yeah, definitely. So, right, with that, we are all done. We are all donezo.
We're donezo.
Yeah, but
wow.
Before we do, we want to like have some ideas from you lot. So type in the chat. What sort of things would you like to see for this year's April Fool What If? Because, quite frankly, Have Soph and I are a little bit kind of like, we don't really know.
We have a lot of them, and at the same time, we don't have a lot of them.
Yeah, it's like we have too many. We have too many.
We have too many, and also we have none.
We have too much and not enough. So,
such as the nature of being on YouTube and coming up with these concepts on such a frequent basis.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And again, the whole purpose of the April Fool What Ifs is for the more bonkers stories, so that we need to make these like really stupid, like really like they can be a bit more wacky, essentially.
I will say, 21 being Bulma and Boo's child from the future, that one is certainly out there enough to consider for April Fools.
That does tempt me. Kirby actually puts in everyone body swaps, funniest combos only. That would be a little bit too fiddly, but that does sound hilarious.
we've discussed stuff like that before, I believe, just as a for fun thing. But the thing is that you're dealing with such a large cast that in order to get some representation from everyone, it would be really, really hard to finagle.
But honestly, the whole Boo Bulma daughter thing, that'd be funny for an April Fool What If one shot. Like, that would be funny. So I might consider that. I might consider that.
It must have been when Mr. Boo became Fit Boo for a short amount of time.
Oh,
Bulma was
My.
Bulma was lonely because Vegeta was spending so much time on Whis' planet instead of at home.
Yeah, we'd have to find a very PG way of talking about it. But yeah, go through the go back to the chat and save who it was. Because we might do that. We might do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because yeah.
It was pretty early on, from what I remember. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was relatively early on. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're actually possibly doing this.
Just keep it on the back burner. It's not a given. It's the only one that has stuck out to us at the moment. We have other options, I'm sure. We'll have to figure something else out.
He's pleading
right?
to like not be. Please, it can't be true. Say it ain't so.
Oh god.
you cannot check it up when it's live, so you know you need to archive this as non-public, and then I will have a look through this.
It's like a God, I got so many different like bad romance bad romance film reels and songs going through my head.
It was Dark Snake. And
Red Dragon Force, your idea about what if Zamasu loves mortals and plans to increase the mortal levels was, we kinda did that.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that kind of Zamasu did nothing wrong?
Kinda. Yeah. And Zachary, thank you very much for becoming a member.
I mean, as much as it was done. Okay. As much as it was, done to the ground, the high school one sounds funny. If we give
the high school one definitely sounds funny. We have so much high school anime in existence that we could draw from for inspiration.
But you know what? Instead of a high school drama, make it like a wacky high school reality show, quote unquote.
Well, if I were going to write it as like a high school thing anyway, I'd probably pull my inspiration from the really, really heavy comedy rom-com type stuff, like School Rumble and stuff like that. Like those
Think
would be,
about that.
Those would
like
be my
in Dragon Ball High School, the prom is also a tournament.
Oh God. Oh God! The selection for the prom king and queen is literally a tournament.
Megan says something with Master Rosie.
Gosh, something with Master Rosie.
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing. Like
it's been 84 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we got enough things to for the three of us to discuss this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
we've got enough for discussion.
Yeah, but for tonight we shall spare you any more. So
yeah.
Once again, thank you all so much for your contributions, everybody. It's really appreciated. And once again, I hope that you're staying safe out there and just take it easy. And thank you again so much for your support. And thank you, Hav and Soph, for your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank
we shall
you.
hope to see you all next week. So until next time, everybody, do stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye.
Catch you later!